Hey guys, this is Javier here with the Real Javier Novoa channel, a platform and a modality where we apply the principles of interiorism to rapid lifestyle transformation. A few days ago, guys, actually probably about a week ago now, I've been so busy, and again, we do have big news coming up regarding some of those case studies, but I'm not going to say much more about that. But we were talking about becoming rich, and that is the whole purpose of practicing interiorism, of applying the principles that we talk about in this channel. It's not for some kind of metaphysical end or spiritual end, although that's good too. It's for the purpose of living an abundant life, of becoming rich. And we laid the groundwork of those principles last week, and my phone actually did not have enough space in it to continue with that conversation, so it was cut short. But basically, the first aspect of this that I was talking about is this. If I can summarize it in this way, because all of the great men of wealth, people who have attained great deals of wealth and money, have all said basically the same thing, that first of all, you have to have a basis of prosperity. In a word, you have to not have to do it. And I hope you understand me just a little bit, and I want to dilate upon that. So, in order to create and manifest wealth, you have to not be obligated to do it. So, what you have to do is, you have to find a way to give yourself a basis of prosperity or a basis of abundance. And we talked about that, I believe, a little bit last week when we said that you have to basically either, if you have the resources, that's great, because once you have those resources, basically it's a basic living. It's a basic level of comfort to where you don't have to go and worry every day about how you're earning your daily bread. And the question comes to me, well, Javier, I'm not a person who makes a lot of money, and in fact, I do have to work very hard and worry about making my daily bread in the world. No problem. What you do is you convince yourself, by using the power of suggestion, by using the power of self-talk and imagination, you convince yourself more and more that you are abundant, and you feel abundant more of the time. It's basically a way to hack the matrix, guys. And it's the only way, especially if you want to get on a different film roll, because the only way to get on a different film roll is to actually be on that film roll. Well, the only way to be on that film roll is if you have a foundation of being on that film roll. But if you're on a different film roll, you're not going to have that foundation. You have to give it to yourself, and it's a decision, guys. And the first step to that is the decision. You have to decide that you're already abundant and that you have a basic level of security. How do we practice this? Because again, great investors say that the best traders and the best investors are the ones that don't have to make it. So if you're trying, and this is what all of the law of assumption, law of attraction teachers are pointing to, this is what interiorism teaches. If you're on the outer trying to get wealthy from a place of not being there yet, well, you're keeping yourself on a film roll of not being wealthy, so therefore you'll never get there. Or you'll get there with a lot of difficulty, because you have to go from step to step, and you have to boost your confidence in each step, and then slowly adjust, and so on and so forth. We're talking about a radical adjustment right now that will get you there quicker than you thought possible. Again, how do you do that? Well, you look at the great teachers like Joe Dispenza, who teach meditation and suggestion, and basically what you're doing is you're brainwashing yourself, you're hypnotizing yourself to believe that you already have it, to know that you already have it, and to feel that you already have it. So what you can do is you can just get completely present. This is a very practical example, guys. You can go into an alpha state, become completely present, and then even before you create a self-talk statement or a meditation or an image, just ask yourself, what would it feel like if just all my needs were met? What would it feel like if I got a check tomorrow that would allow me to live in a decent standard of living, the way that I'm living now, for 10 years, let's just say. Let's say someone wrote you that check. You can actually figure out how much that would be. If you make $100,000 a year, that would be $1 million. So someone just says, here, have this check for $1 million, and it's tax-free, and you can live for 10 years without having to take any thought whatsoever. Imagine that you had that, guys. Imagine if you had that mental space, that capacity to move. Then what would you do? Well, you would say, yes, I want to get wealthier, of course, because $1 million isn't going to be enough for us. You want another million and another million and another million. Of course, you're going to have to get into the state of that to attain that. But you can ask yourself, okay, now that I'm completely free of worry about any bills or about any having to try to earn something, what do I really want to do? And how can I approach this as a game? And you journal that, guys. And in the next few videos, we're basically going to break down how to do it. I did talk about it in our last video about using your chat GPT, your interior chat GPT. I thought it was a great video that basically gets us started on this modality. But you have to journal with yourself. And you have to ask yourself, okay, approaching this as a game, approaching it as not having to do it, what would I do? Why would I do it? And you're going to get some revelations. You're going to receive some inspirations. And that's going to take you down the path to wealth. But you have to convince yourself, guys. And at first it's going to seem forced, and it's going to seem like you don't believe it. Keep on with it, saying, you know what? I'm going to pretend I believe this. And you can actually pretend to believe it. And I promise you, within a short period of time, within a few days, you will believe it. Just believe that you already have established the basic necessities of life, and you don't have to go out and work anymore to attain that. All you have to do now is think, what game am I going to play? And getting rich is all about playing that game, guys. We're going to be talking about this more in other videos. I just wanted to touch base with you to sort of tie up the loose ends of the last video. Getting rich, guys, you do it by playing the game, and you do it by giving yourself that prosperity, giving yourself that abundance, and giving yourself the feeling of not having to do it. Now, tomorrow you're going to have to go back to your job, and that's fine. But through little parts in the day where you're not having to work, where you can take a little break, just revisit that feeling. It doesn't even have to be an image or an imagination or a self-talk. It could just be the feeling. What would it feel like if I was completely free, if someone just wrote me a check to be able to live completely without having to earn anything for the next 10 years? How would I feel? Just feel that. Get into that more and more, and I promise it's going to dovetail with the external reality, because that is law. But first you have to give it to yourself within, and that is what interiorism is all about. We have a lot of interesting videos coming out in the next week, so do stay tuned for that. We're going to be talking about more of the practical aspects of interiorism and how to actually utilize that to give yourself the abundant life. Give yourself the abundant life, not waiting on anyone to do that, because no one's coming. It's you. It's a choice. It's a decision. Make that decision today and convince yourself that you already have a level of prosperity, so that life just becomes like a game. Then it's not really high stakes. Then you can really go out there and achieve everything that you came to achieve. Thanks for watching, guys. I am doing coaching calls. They're taking off, and it's an incredible modality where I can help you step by step in developing strategies to actually attain this within 6 months to a year, being free from the prison grid, being free to craft your schedule and craft your day as you wish. It's what this channel is all about, guys. So I'll see you soon with great love and appreciation. If you've not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, because you'll get alerts for all of our videos. Not only that, you'll be helping me to get the word out in a time when the world really needs to hear this information. With much love and appreciation, guys, this is Javier with The Real Javier Novoa. We'll see you soon.